Well, not every summer we meet for a trip.
Vacation has officially begun on Netflix.
To best enjoy your trip, we suggest the following itinerary.
I say we just wing it.
Wing it.
See where the wind takes us.
From best-selling author Emily Henry
Are you guys like a thing?
Oh, no, we're just friends.
Platonic travel companions.
comes your next favorite rom-com.
Who wants to go skinny dipping? Alex does.
Vacation, Alex!
I love it when you get weird.
People We Meet on Vacation, now playing on Netflix. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now, you call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
Adobe Acrobat Studio, so brand new. Show me all the things PDFs can do. Do your work with ease and speed. PDF Spaces is all you need. Do hours of research in an instant with key insights from an AI assistant. Pick a template with a click. Now your prezzo looks super slick. Close that deal? Yeah, you won. Do that, doing that, did that, done. Now you can do that with Acrobat. Now you can do that with the all-new Acrobat. It's time to do your best work with the all-new Adobe Acrobat Studio.
Chris,
Yeah.
I have a question for you today.
Okay.
Do you have a special vagina facial ritual?
That's not where I thought you were going with that. Vagina ritual would probably
Like a care, a special care. I personally don't, but I have a feeling our guest today, Dr. Erin Michael, she's a physical therapist. I think she might have one for us.
Wow, I can't wait to hear about this. This is the first I've ever heard about a vagina skincare ritual.
Yeah, vaginal care
Welcome.
routine. It's one of my primary topics that I love to share, vaginal care routines.
Wow.
So Erin and I connected online and found out we're like from the same town, went to the same PT school, and just like the amount of help she's bringing to women is incredible. I'm so excited she's here. We're probably going to have her on all of the time. And Erin went through her own breast cancer journey. Do you mind telling us a little bit about that and how it brought you to where you are in your professional world too?
Sure, I will try to sum it up as succinctly as possible. So, 37 years old, standing in my bathroom after a shower, something, Lord knows, higher power somewhere, told me to check my right chest. To this day, I will never be able to tell you how or why.
Oh my God, I'm getting the chills.
I know.
I have the same type of story and the exact same age, Erin. Sorry, I had to chime in.
No, please do. And it was right on my right pec. There was this little tiny pebble, and I was like, that's weird. And I spent the day because another fun fact about me is I'm a competitive powerlifter, and I was getting ready for a meet. And so I just was like, I must have a muscle knot. And so I just spent the day gently rubbing it here and there, trying to smooth it out. And it was a couple days later that I was like, there was a thing there. I should check on that again. And it was still there, still felt exactly the same. And that every PSA that we get as women about check your boobs. And I was like, I think I need to get this checked. And so I actually just went to urgent care because I was like, I just need a script for a scan. And I don't want to wait. I'm an anxious person. It's like, I just want to get this over with.
Right. Because you're not even 40 yet. So you don't have the annual mammogram or anything. Yeah.
Nope. And no family history. So I wasn't somebody who was going to get early scans. So yeah, I just went, and the guy at urgent care was like, well, it's a little high, but it is near your breast. So let's send you, I'll write you a script for an ultrasound. And I was able to get into the radiology place the next day, basically. And Yeah, and there my journey started.
Wow.
The radiologist came into the room and was like, it's not a cyst, it's solid, and so we need you to have a mammogram. And I was like, okay, thinking that it was going to be like in a couple days. And she's like, no, like now. And I was like,
Oh,
oh,
You're like,
okay.
we're doing this. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is all in 2020, so I was alone.
Oh gosh.
oh
So,
no.
so I was very, very much alone and very scared. And but yeah, and then we got the mammogram came back and there were multiple areas, and that's when in my head I was like, if I there was hope of this being fibrous, that feels gone now. And yeah, and my journey started. And that was like the end of August into early September of 2020.
Okay.
And then officially diagnosed October 1st, if we want to have.
Oh wow.
How else do we celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month?
Right.
I know.
So, and I ended up, I mean, thankfully, well, I shouldn't say thankfully, but um, it was it was very localized still. It was very
Right.
early. I found it. It had not gone into my lymph nodes or anywhere else.
Thank
And
God.
yeah, and so but there was so much dispersal that a, s- a lumpectomy would have left me very disfigured, and
Mhm.
there's just not a lot of real estate here. There never has been. And so so I knew I needed at least a single mastectomy. And then I went for the double. That just
Mhm.
felt right to me.
And
Um,
did you do reconstruction as well?
I did, yeah. So I did implant reconstruction.
Mhm.
Again, being like competitive power lifter, and some of the fat transplants were
Mhm.
just not an option for me. And I wasn't ready to go aesthetic flat. I
Sure. Yep.
just
I know.
I don't know that implants are what I wanted either.
Mhm.
But mentally, emotionally, I was just not in a place where I was ready to do that. And I have so much respect for the women who do. Um,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
it would have saved me some hassle for sure. I ended up with a pretty gnarly infection
Oh,
through surgeries. So I ended up having 5 surgeries in 13 months.
oh my gosh.
And but yeah, so I have implant reconstruction. I was hormone positive, HER2 negative, so I'm on tamoxifen right now.
Mhm.
I just celebrated my 5 years of remission in
Oh,
November.
Hey,
congratulations.
woohoo!
Yeah, good for
Yeah.
you.
And then my 5 years on tamoxifen will be in February. And at that point, my oncologist and I have already talked about I'm definitely going to take a break.
Mhm.
And already in my head, like that's probably going to be it for me.
And now you were working, you've been working as a physical therapist,
Mhm.
but you were doing neuro before all this. Is that right?
Yeah, so I've been a neuro, specifically spinal cord injury PT for
Mhm.
about 18 years now. And this journey for me, I
Mhm.
know my personality has always been like I mean I'm a PT because I'm a helper and
Mhm.
I want to fix things and I want
Yeah.
Relatable.
and yeah, and this so I knew that this story was going to transform me in some way, and like I was going to use my story to help others.
Mm.
I just didn't know how,
Yeah.
of course, because I was navigating just having breast cancer.
Sure. Yeah. Fair enough.
But the tamoxifen
Mhm.
and the hormone blockers are where I really found my place, because being a PT, being a science nerd, all this,
Mhm.
like I just was doing a lot of research. And they don't tell us anything
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
about what's going to happen to our body when
Right.
we take hormone blockers.
Right.
And
And not only that, but also even just like I have not had breast cancer, but I'm 48. So I'm like
Mhm.
working my way in perimenopause. There's,
Perimenopause, yep.
yeah, I think just women in general, there's not a lot.
There's not a
No,
lot of information out there. Yeah.
no. And so I like, again, I was very comfortable doing research, very
Mhm.
comfortable asking my doctors a lot of questions, and going in there with lists of things that I learned and want to get more information on. And do they impact me? Do they not? And when I started realizing, again, as a woman, like go up to this point, had zero idea how much estrogen did in my body.
Right.
And then because we don't talk about it, we just don't talk
Even
about
the fact that you and I have spent copious amounts of years in school learning everything about the body, yet estrogen.
They don't talk about that at PT school?
No,
no.
They don't highlight it to the degree it should be.
I mean, it's funny that it's just coming to light now, because
It
I feel
does.
like there's a lot more conversation about menopause starting to happen.
There is.
That should have happened years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like, so we're not, because
and
we're
where
not
is
all
it coming
science
from?
nerds.
It's coming from the fact that women are finally physicians and researchers, and
Excellent point. Yeah.
and like we're tired of just being told to suck it up. So so when I realized all the functions estrogen has and that we're just cutting them off overnight, or women go through chemo, and for many women it shuts down their ovaries, and so you're in medical menopause from chemo, you're in medical menopause from medication, you might be in medical menopause from surgery, because for many of us in the breast cancer community, they recommend getting your ovaries taken out, or, and the other thing that really hit me was I got into a virtual support group pretty early on in my diagnosis, and I forget how many of us were in that group. It was over 20. It was through a national organization. And I was the second oldest.
At 37.
37 years old.
Holy cow.
Wait, what? That's crazy. It's interesting. It's hitting women so much younger. I was 37 and I couldn't find anyone though my age, because I was, all my friends, no one had it. I was the first.
Yeah. And so that realization and seeing all the women around me who were being diagnosed in their, like I was, mid late 30s, they're early 30s, late 20s, mid 20s. Like,
wow.
There's a actress who she was diagnosed at 19. Like, so we're getting diagnosed younger, we're getting put into medical menopause, and how does our body survive that when it's happening decades earlier and it's happening without any adjustment? Like we're going from having estrogen to having none. Perimenopause is a nightmare, but at least you have it.
There's a warning, and there's a warning too. Yeah, exactly. Like we know it's coming, and yes.
And your body starts to figure out what to do as the hormones fluctuating. Like there was just an off switch that somebody just pulled in the middle of the night, and like we're supposed to now just
I have a friend that went through all the menopause symptoms for like 10 years, she said.
Yes.
Yeah. So it can be that long, and it can start like so this is crazy for women who go through perimenopause, like natural menopause. It can start in your mid to late 30s and it can last 10 years. And so there are women who are, 38, 39, who are feeling like their anxiety's gone up, they're having hot flashes, they're feeling brain fog, all
sleep
these
is crazy, like can't sleep.
And they're being told that they're too young and that they just need to, go
exercise,
go rest, go exercise, stop eating sugar, God knows what. And no, their hormones are fluctuating, and that's what's happening.
And that's something I wanted to thank you for, and I hope people find this episode, is just the fact that we're talking about it. I mean, that's like the huge first step, because I know working in the clinic too, mentioning when women mention symptoms and saying, oh yeah, that's estrogen. Like we've all said here, it is what, I'm not crazy. It's not just me. Something's not wrong. So you started working with women, pelvic health and menopause. I don't know if all of our listeners know that physical therapists do pelvic health stuff. So
so that's, and I think I told Jenny this when in our little DMs on Instagram, ready for this podcast, but, her account was one, and her business was one that I came across as I was in my own journey, and then looked to her for inspiration as to what might I do to help my community. But then I really landed into the pelvic floor space because of all of the hormone changes. So pelvic floor PT is a specialty for
Mhm.
men. We do men, women, non-binary, like everyone has a pelvic floor.
Mhm.
And so, but I specifically have my niche right now is women who are in like the menopause transition or medical
Mhm.
menopause or postmenopausal, because that's the space where I really feel like we just need so much more support and education. Many people, many women especially, are referred to pelvic floor PT because of being postpartum or
Mhm.
prenatal or but like
But
we can have.
what do you do for women? Like, what is it? Like, I'm just trying to
Yeah,
get
no,
a
yeah.
grasp
So
because
Yeah.
I'm
it's,
clueless with this stuff.
yeah, so it's just like, I mean, it's really like any other PT. Like it really depends on the person, what their symptoms are, and what my evaluation shows, where the needs are.
But just to say, Chris, though, like pelvic PTs, like they get up in there if
Oh, we
necessary.
do.
And it's
Yeah.
not, yeah. So I don't know if like you even think about that,
Because
but just,
that was by the way, are you
yeah.
reading my mind?
Yeah.
Because I was like,
I
how
know.
do you do an
Yeah.
assessment?
Yeah.
So
So
you're
there's
like a
a,
gynecologist, but not.
but
Correct.
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's so and that's one thing that does freak people out about pelvic floor PT a little bit.
Mhm.
The idea that we are up in there. And so one thing I will say is that we do internal exams. It's not absolutely necessary. It truly does help in
Mhm.
most instances, but if someone's really not comfortable with it
Well,
or
what are you
really
looking
unsure,
for? I
yeah,
just want
so
to take
Muscle.
I want to
Yeah.
yeah,
take it
the
step by step
muscles.
because I'm the
So
listener that doesn't know anything.
yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
so the internal exam really the goal is to palpate the muscles to feel
Which
the
means like
strength
feel
of
the
the
muscles. Yeah.
muscle.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we're looking for tightness. Like I cannot, so let's take a step back real quick. And what is the pelvic floor? Where is
Great
it?
question.
It's at
Yeah.
so the pelvic floor, it's a group of muscles that they look, it's some people describe it as like a hammock, but I don't like to say it like that because that kind of suggests that it's just lazy and just like swings
Mhm.
along in the breeze. I like to think of it more, I like to describe it more like it's a trampoline.
Mhm.
So it's a bowl, it's a muscle bowl that's at the base of our pelvis. So this sling, it looks kind of like a trampoline and it goes up and down just like our diaphragm does. So it
Speaking of
gets
tramp,
tighter, it gets looser, and it's responsible for many functions. The one that most people understand the most clearly is like it keeps us from peeing and pooping when we don't want to.
that's what I was going to talk about, a trampoline. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like women
Yep.
after having a baby, they're like,
Mhm.
that's what women think about when they're like their pelvic floor, right? They're,
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah,
makes
but
sense.
it's very common for especially like female athletes. Like I've never had a kid, I've never given birth. But I have a lot of pelvic floor issues from being an athlete from the age of 4 or 5 years old. Like, so what we don't know is a lot of us have pelvic floor dysfunction without even having children.
Sure. There's also, not to cut you off, but that the high and tight, that
Yes.
description, right? Where there's something we say in the biz, but people, I think I'm sure I'm one of them, like the overachieving women, we kind of are a little bit anxious. We're like maybe holding our tummies in. We're not taking deep enough breaths. Like that all impacts what your pelvic floor is doing. So you don't have
If
to
you,
have that a baby or be a power
nope,
lifter. You can just be
nope.
anxious like me.
And if you wear, like I always say to women, because I do workshops for different
Mm,
breast cancer groups and other groups in the community, just trying to get to women and educate. And one of the things I always talk about is like if you wear your shoulders as earrings or if you clench your jaw a lot, you
Yeah,
probably have a tight, dysfunctional pelvic floor.
that's
mhm.
me.
There-
You just described
Yeah.
my pelvic floor. Thanks,
Mhm.
Erin. Wait, so
Um,
what is, I guess the question that I have is like, what
mhm.
is the benefit? So that's having a tight pelvic floor is not good. You want a loose pelvic floor?
No, you don't, you want a neutral pelvic floor.
Okay, neutral. I was
So
gonna say that doesn't sound
yeah, so if you think so our muscles when they are the most functional when they're at their like optimal length. A muscle that is too short or a muscle that is too long cannot function properly. You just don't have the enough strength, you don't have yeah. So if a pelvic floor is too clenched, you can't, not only can it not relax enough, but also it just doesn't have the power. So even though you may have the strength, your pelvic floor may actually be strength-wise okay, but you can't access it because the muscle's just like hitting knot the whole time.
So what are the benefits of having a neutral pelvic floor?
Yeah, so
just to kind of understand that before you get into all the other stuff and how you do it.
So the pelvic floor, if a tight pelvic floor, we're going to see a lot of like having difficulty holding urine. So we're leaking, we're feeling like we have to pee all the time. Constipation is a common one. Like, so a lot of women are being like, go take a laxative. And it's like really just like, we just need your anus to be able to open. And so when the muscle's tight, it can't. A lot of like, I mean, painful sex can be from a tight pelvic floor. Think about if you're trying to get something in there and it's closed off, that's not going to feel good. So a neutral pelvic floor allows it allows our body to function how it's supposed to. And the pelvic floor, the hard part is it does not function in isolation. And so it's not just our pelvic floor that I'm looking at either. Like your pelvic floor is a part of your whole core. And it connects into your pelvis, which also our hips connect, and all the muscles around our hips connect into our pelvis. And then, our stomach muscles, our back muscles, that all impacts how well our pelvic floor functions. And so the other thing I always tell women is like, if you don't have great hip range of motion, if you feel like your hips are tight, your pelvic floor is most certainly also tight. Because they don't function in isolation. You may also see that, oh, sorry, I got weird lighting all of a sudden. You may also see that and I lost my train of thought by saying that my lighting was messed up.
So I always have to follow us on YouTube. That's where you get to see all the excitement.
Yeah.
But it's true, like a neutral pelvic floor, it's just it's almost like good posture for the pelvic floor. And you mentioning about the hips is a great example of how you don't necessarily have to do an internal exam to know what's going on with the pelvic floor. You can get hints and clues from the way other places the pelvis and the pelvic floor attached to.
I feel like so many women have hip problems as they're getting older, right? Like there's just like a whole thing like tight hips or the sciatic,
Well, and that's another thing. That's another thing that menopause does for us. A lot of there's the changes that happen in our muscles and tendons, and because those tissues also love estrogen. I mean, we could, like Jenny said in the beginning, we could have 17 podcasts together easily on all these topics.
So how about we focus then? What are some of the, we're talking vaginas today.
Yes.
What are some of the maybe symptoms or that come up commonly that you hear from patients that maybe they're not connecting, like, oh my God, this is an estrogen thing, or, oh my God, there's treatment for this. What are some things you've heard?
Yeah. So, the leaking is the big one. Like I pee my pants when I jump, when I cough, when I squat, if I sneeze, if I laugh too hard. That's a common thing, but that's not a normal thing. None of us have to be okay with peeing our pants at any time, in any activity. Like I said, constipation is one, for the breast cancer population, like the painful sex and the dry vagina, the dry, painful vagina, that's something. UTIs, recurring urinary tract infections,
I didn't know that.
Can actually come from menopause and the loss of estrogen. So the urethra is another tissue is another part of the body that really thrives off of having estrogen or not.
And urethra, that's where the pee comes out of.
Yes. So the urethra is our little tube that goes from the bladder to the outside. And for women, it's already short. We already have a very short distance. And so the menopause and at the loss of estrogen changes our pH down there. It makes it easier for bacteria to thrive. And so UTIs are more common. Leaking can also be more common from the urethra itself because that tissue, it can actually get thinner and shorter, just like our
it can
vagina
be
does.
the change in the urethra as well as the change in the pelvic floor muscles too.
Correct.
So actually,
Yep.
okay.
And then the pelvic floor muscles themselves can change
Just like
because
all the muscles.
muscle loves estrogen. Women like we talk a lot about testosterone with muscles, but estrogen is for women. Estrogen is kind of our testosterone for muscles. So,
Erin, you know, as a breast cancer survivor too, we keep on talking about estrogen, but like, is that, you know, how do we do that? And I feel like my skin would be so much better, my vagina, obviously my pelvic floor from this conversation. What do you do and how do you do it being you know, having gone through breast cancer? There's so many.
we started talking with the vaginal care routine. That's one of the things that I educate people about. You know, we spend a lot of time taking care of, especially as women, taking care of our face. Some people, we may have a 10-step face care routine. And so getting into the habit of using vaginal moisturizers. And
what do you look for in a vaginal moisturizer?
So not just lubricants. So lubricant is used during sexual activity to make things glide easier, but then that does not have a lasting effect. So vaginal moisturizers we can use every day. And so I mean, the big thing that we want to be careful of, our vagina and our vulvar tissues, like everything is very sensitive. And so we don't want things that have fragrances or a lot of weird chemicals. So there's some brands that like Good Clean Love is a company that I recommend a lot. Bonafide. So personally, I use hyaluronic acid suppositories twice a week.
Oh, wow.
And then also controversially, this is sometimes a controversial topic, but I do use topical estrogen cream.
That's what I was going to ask. Because there's a lot of companies that are doing that now. Like even for the face, they have estradiol.
Yeah, I use both. I use estrogen for my face because I have noticed that I'm very dry, just very dry everywhere. And that is definitely like itching everywhere is a very common thing in menopause.
I have that. That always seems to happen right when I'm about to fall asleep.
But is it safe to put those creams on? Like, say my arms are getting like itchy once in a while. I've like just been doing like vitamin E oil after the shower to like lock it in, which helps. But like, yes, it is an estrogen issue. So is it safe to use a cream with estrogen on your vagina or your face?
Yeah, so the research is definitely coming out in favor right now, that it is safe, that there's multiple higher level studies saying that it does not go systemically. If it does go systemically, it's almost not even measurable.
Yeah, and it's systemically meaning that it just stays where you put it. Like it stays in the vagina. It doesn't get into your bloodstream and travel all over your body like a pill would.
So when we're talking, one of the things that's a hot topic right now is hormone replacement therapy. And that is different than what we're talking about here. So hormone replacement is something that, you take a pill or you have a patch or but goes through your circulation, it goes through your entire body, versus the creams that are topical and localized. We call that a localized therapy versus hormone therapy is a systemic therapy. So localized, meaning that I'm using a cream, I'm injecting it, inserting it into my vagina, and that cream is, before I go to bed, that it's soaking in overnight to help plump and moisten my tissues. And then that's it. I'm not eat it. I'm not ingesting it.
We had a nurse on that's one of our friends and Jenny's best friend, Paige, and she was mentioning what Vagifem or
I
something.
think that was it. Yeah.
It's a thing that you like put in your vagina and like you're
Yeah,
saying something.
is that the ring? I know there's like
No, there's one, there's like it's a little like pellet kind
pellet.
of.
Okay. Yeah, because so there are like I use a hyaluronic acid suppository. There are vaginal estrogen suppositories, pellets like that. I know that there's also a ring. Um, and then there's the cream. I use the cream because the other thing is I also use it on my vulvar tissues. So I don't just use it internally. I also
use it outside.
Yeah, because sometimes, I mean, I've always been very open about my story, so I'll just say like I get itchy. Like my vulvar tissues get really itchy and occasionally, and that's what I found will help because they're craving the estrogen too. So I'll put it on my vulvar tissues, I'll put it on my clitoris. And because we also see a loss of circulation and blood flow. And so women can see a change in the intensity or sensation of their orgasms also.
That's something else I never considered.
From loss of estrogen. So everything kind of shrinks, which is a real big bummer.
Yeah.
And so anything that we can do to try to plump in things up. So that whole back to the like vaginal care routine, getting into a habit of using some sort of, so you can use, there's moisturizers that are more like a lotion, like you would use as a body lotion or a face lotion, that are made specifically for down there. There are the suppositories, or there's the vaginal estrogen, and getting into a routine of using that regularly to help keep those tissues moist. Some people also swear by organic coconut oil. So, or even
antibacterial and
even vitamin E capsules. I know some women use, and even I know some women will use that if they know that there's going to be sexy time. They'll use they'll put in a vitamin E suppository about an hour before, to help kind of liven up the tissue and get it ready, and then still use a lubricant.
Right.
And lubricants are super important. Because not only does it help with the sliding, but it also decreases the risk of damage to the tissues.
Oh, that makes sense.
The tissues they don't just shrink, they also become thinner. It's easier for our vaginal tissue to tear.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that. I was hoping you didn't. That sounds so painful.
I know. I'm sorry. I bring the unfun news.
I mean, but I guess we got to hear it. Oh.
Yeah, so these micro tears, and then we're at risk for infection, more pain. And so I always tell, like, use lube liberally, like just all the lube all the time. It helps, and it makes it more enjoyable in general when things slide easier. So
yeah,
for sure. The question I had,
sun moving all over the place here.
I took one of the PT pelvic floor courses, and something they said was, your vagina is a self-cleaning oven. You don't have to wash it.
Yes.
Some days I'm like,
no douching.
You don't have to wash it.
Yeah, there's sometimes I still kind of want to.
We're talking about douching right now, right?
Douching, or
even can we really talk about it? Because can we use soap?
I wouldn't. You can, but it's going to be a very neutral soap. So it is, the vagina is really good it's designed to clean itself. And
I like a very clean vagina.
Right.
And it's
fun fact about me.
Same.
Well, and it's something that we've it goes back to this, our culture and the way that we make women feel about their bodies, and this idea that it's going to be stinky and gross down there, and we just have to keep it clean, or we're going to be disgusting. And it's really, it does. It clean, it can take care of itself. You can use a very mild, unscented soap externally if you want to.
Like a baby soap, like baby shampoo or
Yeah,
something?
yes, like
Yeah,
some, yeah.
you don't need to go crazy. I've
But then
never,
internally, definitely, like, do not put anything internally
no.
and try to clean it
Yeah,
out.
we don't
That's
want
where I was going with this. I've never felt like I needed to, or the idea of douching for that. It's never been something that has been on my radar, and I don't really understand it. Do you remember those commercials
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, it's with like the
back in
mom and
the
the daughter
day?
in the field of
And then
flowers, the not so
Yeah.
fresh feeling. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
fresh. And I'm like,
Yes.
what is that? But like,
Yeah.
no, yeah,
Let's
I
not
don't.
let's not bring that back.
So I think that that's what they
No.
meant about the interior oven. That's the part I feel like it
Yeah,
cleans
the
itself.
self,
You don't
yes.
need to.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
think the other thing, yeah, so internally your self-cleaning oven, don't, excuse me, don't shove stuff up there and try to clean it out. Um, excuse me. But like, and then, but even externally, we're just still really careful. And when whether with moisturizers, lubricants, clean soaps, whatever, I can tell you some things that we want to stay away from. So if there's glycerins, so which are sugar alcohols, we don't want anything that contains glycerin down there. Propylene, propylene glycol, because that's gonna it's gonna make it feel burny down there.
Oh, okay. We don't want that.
Yeah, we're so sensitive down there, so just being careful. Anything that, excuse me.
It's okay. Everybody's sick right now.
Yeah,
I know,
this is 2026 flu
that time
episode.
of year. Warming or tingling agents, like it's like stay away from anything that's going to make it like that says it's warming or tingling. Parabens or fragrances are just too many chemicals. And petroleum jelly, like Vaseline, like don't put Vaseline down there.
It
There
seems
are
like all
tissues.
the things you're saying are like face and vagina related. Like all the things I stay away from, I wouldn't put on my face either. So back to Jenny's like full circle question.
Yeah.
With a random question. Let's share our vagina routines. I love this. I love
this is really helpful.
Wait, sorry. So finish, your whole routine. You're saying so no.
Yeah, so I mean,
do-
I'll share my personal routine.
Let's hear your routine.
I use my hyaluronic acid suppository twice a week, and then I do my vaginal estrogen cream twice a week. And then during any sexual activity, I like lubricant. I have water-based lubricant. I recommend water-based or silicone. Longer lasting, but not if you're going to be using any sort of silicone toy, because it can break down the toy. Or even oils. Like some people will also use coconut oil as their lubricant. So water-based, and again, no fragrances, no, like, just keep them as clean as possible.
Do we have to worry about the probiotics or like the bacterial growth of the little colonies down there?
Yeah, so it's similar. I mean, that's another buzzword lately is like the our flora, whether it's in our gut or
right. Yeah, it's the other end
the microbiome. And we have a microbiome down there. And that is impacted by lack of estrogen because of change of pH. And so there are probiotics that are marketed to, like, I don't know. I don't know that that's truly gonna make
might not be needed.
that is truly gonna make a big difference. I think it's hard because women in the wellness industry, like, it's just pushed on us so much that we need all these different
1000% wellness
things. And I
Okay.
think we can kind of like keep it simpler than that.
Yeah, because I'm not hearing you mention, and then I feed my probacteria, in your routine, like there's no probiotic.
No, I do have a really fun fact though.
Oh, let's hear it.
You tell.
So the use of a vibrator, there is science for it helping us with our vaginal tissues and pelvic floor strength. And so I can, and I do, prescribe that like vibrator use as therapy. So
now I have heard that can help with blood flow. That
blood
can help,
flow too.
right?
Yep.
Okay. And then what else? Tell me more. Now the science nerd in me wants to know why.
Well, it's the stimulation to the area. So, I mean, pelvic floor strengthening is going to come from reaching orgasm.
That makes sense.
And that's a second fun fact. The stronger your pelvic floor is, the more amazing your orgasms are going to be. The more intense they're going to be. Because that fluttering and that's our pelvic floor muscles contracting. And so the stronger they are, the bigger those contractions are going to get. So the bigger those O's are going to be.
You're bringing us up on a high note. Like this is
and then you're also you're stimulating the area. So you're pulling circulation to the area. You're encouraging those tissues to plump up. It's sensory feedback too. Like, we can get that loss of sensation. And so I even think of this, like I talk about this a lot with my neuro patients. Like we're doing a lot to try to reignite sensation.
The nerves going. Yeah.
And so we're just going to do that down there. We're going to reignite the sensation of our clitoris is what we're going to do. So
do you guys remember those, or they might still be around? They're like these platforms that vibrate that women, people would stand on.
Yes. For lymphatic flow and things. Yes.
Yeah. Just to like strengthen muscles and stuff. It's interesting how all these like vibration modes help different areas.
Yeah. And so they even have one of the tools that we can use and that we can have women use at home. There's pelvic wands that if there is muscle tightness, the pelvic wand can be used to do some releases and reduce tension and kind of do like your own internal massage, basically. They now make some of those wands with vibration to them.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. For that same idea, because it can help relax the tissue easier, and then also improve the circulation and vibrations.
All right. So there's stuff there's hope at the end of this.
Yeah, there is. I know. I always feel like whenever I do my workshops, or I'm always like, I know I'm saying a lot of really unfun stuff, but I promise I'm gonna leave us with hope.
Yes, and I think you did that today. Yes.
I think it's fun. I think it's fun, Erin. I mean, I learned a lot.
It's all the more you know. Like
1,000%.
If you don't know it, you can't address it, and so it's uncomfortable to talk about. But now you talk about it, and now we know what steps we can take.
Yeah.
Or like figuring out the symptoms and what they're really linked to versus, just I guess it's just getting old.
Just part of getting older. Oh well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just pee my pants now. Yeah. Erin, can you tell where can our listeners find you on socials?
Yeah. So my Instagram is at bfempowered. So my business is Fempowered. It just that basically describes me in a nutshell.
I love
that. So we are all about female empowerment.
Yes.
At Fempowered. And then it's bfempowered.com is my website. And then Fempowered Women's Health on Facebook. So come follow me. I have a newsletter that you can sign up for free.
Oh, great. We'll put that in the show notes.
And then, and I post stuff on social media, like different educational stuff on Instagram too. So,
Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Yeah, and sorry about this.
I love
the sun setting in my window here.
Oh, yeah,
East Coast. My sun's going down over here.
Yeah. No worries.
Thank you so much for joining us. You're a wealth of knowledge, and I never knew I could, the hyaluronic and all the things. It's like it's really some good information, some good details.
Chris and I are going to go work on our self-vaginal plans.
I'm going to be so hydrated.
Right?
From the top of my head to the bottom of my pelvic floor. Thank you, Erin.
Take care.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
Bye.